from Tauranga Wellness Clinic, and I don't know about you, but when I hear or used to hear the word sprouting, I used to get quite panicky. So I decided that I was actually going to learn how to do that. So I thought, because I had to go and look up things, that I would show you a really easy way how to do your own sprouts at home. Now, I have tried various different techniques before, but I do find the Good Life brand, which is available here in New Zealand, goodlife.net.nz. It just seems that the design of these guys, and I'm not being paid by them at all, just FYI, the way they've designed their bottle is ingenious. So I will show you shortly what I mean by that. So they have created the bottle with a lid on that also turns upside down when it's on the bottle. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to make the spicy mix, which is a combination of mung beans, daikon radish, lentil and broccoli rabe. So this is a yummy one that gives you a bit of everything, and it's very simple. I do like to measure things. Those that know me well know I'm a bit of stickler for this. So 2 tablespoons. Make sure you seal it nicely. And now we are going to fill it up to the line. There's a line at the top. And we're going to put the lid on. So this screws on nicely. And this is step 1. You are literally going to do this. I always like to do this when I've just had dinner, and this is going to sit overnight, and then in the morning I'm going to drain it, and I will show you that on step 2. How easy was that? And today I am doing step 2 of my sprouting. So you may remember we filled this up to the top with water last night, and as you can see, look at how the little seeds have already swollen up overnight. So what we're now going to do is I'm actually just literally going to tip it through, pour it out, give it a good shake. You want to get as much of the water, and what you can't smell is it has a slight odor. So that means we really need to rinse them well. You don't want your sprouts smelling. They mustn't look slimy. You don't want any of that. So another good rinse. And another bump. I'm actually going to whiff this. One more time. Sometimes they do that. I don't really actually know why. But it is really good if they do that, just to make sure that you give them a very good rinse. And this is what I like about this particular design of this bottle. It smells better. So now what I'm going to do is I usually just like to really give them a good thump. I am going to rest it. So here is why I like this design, because as I mentioned yesterday, it's got these little feet on it that can just rest naturally. So I'm going to leave this for a couple of minutes to drain, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it so that these seeds are all dispersed properly. And then I am actually going to rest that on its side. I'm going to position that away from my window. So I have an east facing window, so that gets the morning sun and good light. But I found that by putting these bottles away from the light, they don't get the direct sun and they start sprouting. So that's how it's going to stay until tonight, where you repeat the process. So this evening you will repeat the process. So you rinse and you drain twice a day, and I will come back to you when we start to see a few little sprouts. So that should be, you should be doing this for 2 to 3 days. You should start seeing some results. So I'll touch base step 3 when there are a few little sprouts to be seen. Have a good time. Bye. And this is going to be stage 3 of our sprouts. So I have just filled this with some water, and they have now been sprouting for 3 days. So we started on Tuesday and it's now Thursday, and as you can see, those little seeds that we popped in have absolutely changed. So just as a reminder, what I did was every morning and every evening I filled the jar, I turned it upside down and just let it drain for a few minutes, and then I put it on its side. I gave it a little jiggle and turned it on its side and left it out of the direct sun. So please make sure you keep it out of the sun. As you can see, they've already started sprouting. So I'm really happy with this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to tip it out and try and get as many of them out as possible. And I'm going to open them up. So I've just taken an ordinary blue cloth that you can buy, that usually you do for your cleaning or your washing of your dishes. I find these are really helpful because it absorbs the moisture from when you've rinsed them, and also you can clean up very easily at the end. I literally just use my fingers to loosen them. So why am I doing this? Well, you definitely don't want wet soggy sprouts going into your bottle, and also ideally, normally I do this in the day, but I've had a bit of a busy day today. Ideally, when there are little alfalfa sprouts, you want them to see the light a little bit so that they can turn green, because that's where all the power lies, is in the green little sprouts. So as you can see, there's definitely some awesome growth that's happened over the last 3 days. And in between, so this is the spicy mix, like this is a mung bean. So the mung beans generally take a little bit longer, and it's probably a good idea to get rid of those guys. But hey, if you don't, that's also fine. So I'm going to leave this like this now for 2 to 3 hours. I'll come back later this evening after I've eaten my dinner and done my bits and pieces around the house and have a feel. And if they feel they are dry, not too dry, but dry enough, then I will put them into a glass bottle and I will store them in a closed glass bottle in the fridge. And there you have it. You've got your sprouts. It costs you next to nothing, and they are fresh as fresh. So I hope you found that interesting. Be sure to look at my other videos. Okay, bye.